Hi, I'm Marty Schwartz, President, CEO, and founder of Vehicles for Change. Vehicles for Change was started in 1999. The impact of a car is literally, in the words of most of our recipients, it's life-changing. You think about being in any neighborhood in Baltimore that doesn't have access to public transportation, whether it's East Baltimore or Cherry Hill or whatever, but there are 60,000 low-income households in the Baltimore metropolitan area without a car and without access to public transportation. And so those people absolutely have no hope whatsoever of ever getting out of poverty. And it doesn't make any difference what their education level is, what their job skill is, or any of those things, because they can't get to a job. And so when we provide them with a car, they actually now have hope. And until you have hope, you really don't have any kind of energy to move forward. And so, when they get a car, it really changes their lives, and it changes the lives of their children. And we've done a lot of research on folks who have gotten cars from us. 75% of the families that have gotten a car from us have increased their annual income by $7,500 a year. Now, these are families who are only making $18,000 to $20,000 a year when they got their car. So we're talking about a 30 to 40% increase in 12 months. And we kind of figured that when we started this program, because the research that we did, it showed that one of the big things that irks me is that you talk to folks outside of our field and they think that people that are in poverty want to be in poverty, and there isn't anybody in this entire country that wants to live in poverty. And once you give them that tool, that opportunity to get to work, they're gonna make a whole new life for themselves. But the thing that's really cool is what they're doing for their children. 100% of the people who've gotten a car from us who have children say that they're taking the kids to after-school activities, so they're getting a better education. They're taking their kids to athletic activities, so they're getting an opportunity to play sports and to be active in the community. And they're taking their kids on recreation type events, so they're going as a family on vacation. So the car actually not only helps build an economic stability for them, but it also helps them build the family unit. And it makes a difference for these children to now have a parent who can provide for them that they could never provide before because they had no access to a car. We are currently the largest and really considered by a number of the major foundations and even some of our peers as being kind of the premier program in the country. And transportation is a problem everywhere. It's not just here in the Maryland, Virginia area, but like I said, it's in Detroit, in Chicago. We have a group coming down from Boston in 3 weeks that want us to open a program there. We've spent some time working in Atlanta, but at the last minute our funding fell through. So we're looking, Detroit's gonna be kind of our benchmark, and I think once we can get that up and running and really get cars donated and start awarding cars up there, I think it'll be much easier to open up other areas. We had made a conscious decision that we were going to take the program national, so we are working on that. But through actually a Baltimore connection in Detroit, a gentleman named Lou Perez, who at one point was the CFO of the Ravens. Lou and I got to know each other when he was here in Baltimore. He has since transplanted himself to Detroit, and the Detroit Lions are very active in the community and workforce development. And Detroit has absolutely horrendous public transportation. They literally make Baltimore look like Washington or New York when it comes to public transportation. And so Detroit Lions were doing a lot of work in the community in helping get people trained and get them ready to go to work. And they started to realize that all the jobs are outside the city. And so they spent all this money and all this energy, and they couldn't get people to work. So Lou and I worked together. The Lions gave us $100,000 seed money to get the program up and running in Detroit. One of our staff has transferred up to Detroit and taken that same passion that we have here in Maryland and Virginia with her to Detroit. And so I think as far as our expansion success, It's really being thoughtful about where we go and how we do it. And our board of directors is awesome in helping us make those decisions. You know, here it's really kind of just staying focused, maintaining that passion, and providing really an incredibly valuable service at a very high level. We're going to place our 5,000th car in probably late August, early September. So we'll have done 5,000 cars, but that's in Maryland, Virginia, and DC.